Today we're taking a look at the BarTop Plus from ManCave Arcade.
Team Canada.
What's going on, guys? I'm SeeJayAre, and today we've got a special edition to the game room. This is the BarTop Plus from ManCave Arcade. ManCave Arcade is located in Markham, Ontario, just down the road, about 40 minutes from me. We've featured the ManCave Arcade products in my videos before with the sit-down style Japanese arcade machine that I picked up from them a few years ago now. I've done 2 videos. We actually did a graphics package conversion to a Street Fighter V cabinet. So check out those videos. You can find them at the end of this video, and I'll leave a link in the description below for mancavearcade.ca, where you can find all the different products that they sell over at ManCave Arcade. They've got this unit, they've got sit-down style, stand-up, virtual pinballs. I believe they're coming up with some cool racing sim cockpit type thing. They're always cooking up really cool stuff over at ManCave Arcade, so check out the link in the description below. Today we are focusing on the BarTop Plus. So the BarTop Plus, this is the BarTop mode, but you can also purchase a optional base that would come with the unit, where you can turn it into a stand-up slash sit-down unit, depending on your situation. Very simple process. You've got it in this mode. You just kind of carry it over to the base and set it right on top. There's no screws, no latches. It's actually held in place really firmly with by the design. There's a raised portion on the inside that kind of locks it in place, and that I've done a few times over the past couple weeks that I've been putting this through its paces. I actually brought this upstairs. We've been playing it over here. I brought it upstairs when we had some company, so for one of my cousin's birthdays we had upstairs, so I brought this up so people could play it. So for me, this is going to be kind of a portable solution. You can see it's a very nice size, very big and substantial and sturdy unit for a BarTop, but easily movable by 2 people. It's not super heavy. I wouldn't recommend carrying it with one person. I've got some pretty big arms, so I can actually manage it, but definitely you need 2 people to move it. But I love the versatility of this product. We've got it over in the arcade classic section, kind of by my boys' toy room, and the first thing I wanted to speak to for this unit, that once it's on the base, I was really impressed with the scale of this. I would say it might be like a two-thirds scale, half scale arcade cabinet, as opposed to like those arcade one-up units that are actually really tiny. And even for me, I'm 6'4", sitting in front of one of those is kind of difficult and cramped. Plenty of room in this. I could play this standing comfortably with one of my boys standing. They can play totally comfortable. But the best situation for us was on a bar height stool. Was perfect for this. Perfect height, super comfortable. So this is an extremely versatile unit, and that's what I think is its biggest selling point. I wanted to quickly speak on the aesthetics of this unit. This is some gorgeous artwork. Really impressed with the artwork that ManCave Arcade came up with for this one. It features Godzilla on the panel, like stealth bombers, the cartoon whoosh pow, just some really cool graphics. I really enjoyed the graphics package on this. Obviously that's something that you could totally customize through the mancavearcade.ca. You can also switch up stuff like bezels, molding color, that sort of thing, screen size. You can switch between a 19 and 24 inch. So this unit is running a Raspberry Pi 3, which is kind of the perfect solution for a BarTop arcade, or arcade in general these days. You can play all types of systems. This thing is loaded with NES, Super Nintendo, PlayStation. The important ones to me are the arcade games and Neo Geo games, as I'm predominantly going to be using this as an arcade unit, and that's kind of what the arcade games I kind of want to play on this. But it's nice to have the option to play, you know, if I wanted to play Zelda for whatever reason on this, or say Double Dragon on the SNES, or something like Donkey Kong Country, that you can totally do that on these units. They will also run stuff like a PC. So the big draw for this is I can hook up my PC to this and play all my Steam games. So I've got like 500 Steam games, and Steam has a bunch of great compilations of arcade games. You can run all the latest fighting games off of Steam and hook it up to this, so you could run stuff like the latest Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat. So a super versatile unit, and pretty easy to transition into something like that. These arcade sticks inside here, the arcade, the panel it's configured for USB, so pretty easy to swap that over to a PC to run something like Steam. So probably the best configuration though is the Raspberry Pi. It's the easiest and makes the most sense for a unit like this. One thing I wanted to mention quickly is one of the drawbacks to emulation over the last few years. These games are emulated, or these games were created for a 4:3 ratio, but are now these days running on a 16:9 screen. So you were left with like this black bar. Now the wizards over at the Bezel Project, shout out to the Bezel Project for doing this work, but they've created bezels for a whole bunch. I don't know how far they've gotten into the arcade library, but they've done some console stuff, and basically it fills the side with the arcade bezels. And you know, if you didn't know that that was part of the video and not on the screen as like a artwork sticker, then you know, people probably wouldn't even notice. A lot of people. It looks fantastic. There's even like a little trim around where like the monitor would look. It's really well done, and it's a total game changer when it comes to emulating these old games. When it comes to the buttons, these are, I guess you'd call them knockoff Sandway arcade sticks and buttons. That's something that's typically used by a lot of people who are doing projects like this. Really high quality buttons. I've been really impressed. These are concave buttons, so they don't have a divot like the convex buttons. Convex buttons are the player 1 and player 2. You can see how it kind of has a divot. This is kind of raised and rounded, if that makes sense to people who aren't familiar with arcade buttons. And the joysticks have been fantastic. This is the first time I've ever experienced a circle gate. Typically, the arcade sticks that I've played with have been a square gate or a hexagonal gate. Correct me if I'm wrong. But you can feel the corners inside when you move the sticks. There's nothing. It's totally round. These are super precise arcade sticks. I don't know if the ones I've been using on my old arcade machine are of lesser quality, but it really, like quarter circles and forward down forwards and forward back forwards for Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter are super easy to pull off. You don't need to jam on the stick. It's just quick and precise movements. I've really been impressed with these sticks. So the sticks and buttons on these units are something that I was blown away by. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video on the BarTop Plus from ManCave Arcade. Like I said, I'll leave a link in the description below if you're interested in checking out all of the different variations of arcade machines and amazing products that they've got over there at mancavearcade.ca. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until the next episode.
Bye!